All right. I'm liking this music. I'm liking it a little too much. Maybe. All right. Let's go and turn this off real fast. Boom. It's off. How's it going, Brian Little? How's it going? A little warm up for the reaction stream. By the way, I think this will be the last night to do a reaction stream on Twitch. You know, paying attention to things, noticing things. And I mean it this time. Advertisers are leaving. It's a sinking ship, dude. I see what's going on there. I see what's going on. It's just not going to work for it. Okay. All right. So what that means is, it's gonna be kick until something else happens. All right, for the copyrighted stuff. All right. So with that said, so tonight's stream is really about BABYMETAL. It's really about BABYMETAL's, collaboration with Poppy and how the fans have been reacting to it. There's a video by BABYMETAL Death. I've never met this person. I don't know this person, so I may disagree, may agree with some things and all that stuff. So with all that said, since it's his video, a shout out to him and props for him making it. Okay. I have no idea what's going to happen here. First time checking it out. And if you guys are worried about what I'm drinking, because you're probably worried about my health, hey, this is it's zero sugar, zero carbs. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure about the science behind that. At 8% alcohol. So should be really good. Okay? Two girls scissoring with the run. What? Two girls scissoring with the run. I don't even know what that's a reference to. But wait. Are you saying two girls scissoring with the runs? That's not a good time. That's horrible. That's nasty. Oh, gross, dude. Oh, man. That's like a German scat video, dude. That's what that is. That's what that is right there. Okay. No, man. That is nasty. Dude, we're about to talk about BABYMETAL. We got real graphic. Okay, we got real graphic before getting into BABYMETAL, okay? Good thing they're adults now. It'd be much weirder if they weren't. I don't know why I would. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and put this on the screen and go ahead and get started. Let me load up my my content real fast. I have the window up, but we have a black screen. There we go. All right. All right. So before I begin, are you guys a fan of the From Me to You featuring Poppy? Are you a fan of her vocal style in that song? Which is kind of her vocal style anyway. Harsh vocals is what she does. She goes from harsh vocals to singing. All right. And some people say she used auto-tune. Okay. I mean, yeah. Yes, she does at times. Yes, she does. One would have to ask, do the BABYMETAL girls ever use any vocal enhancements? Do they? Do they? See, Poppy didn't add anything to the song. Okay. You feel like Poppy didn't add anything to the song. Okay. Well, I think Poppy added what Poppy does, which is her harsh vocals, like her scream right there. That's kind of like what she did there. Yeah. Like if you had like Ratatatata and he took them out, he took out the Eskimo Cowboys, Electric Cowboy, he took them out. What you get is the way they perform it when they perform it live, huh? So I guess one could say that I wonder if someone could make that argument with any of these features. Did it really add anything? If sometimes when they perform it, it's not even with that person, you know. Okay, but let's go ahead and get started with this. Yeah, some people may not like it. Some people like it. Like I'm okay with like different opinions. You're not gonna like every baby metal collab. You may think they're horrible. You may completely disagree with the choice of the artist because of various factors, and that's your opinion on it. Okay. And it might be something like you decided for a long time. It might be something like maybe you really don't like a particular artist and you don't like that they collabed with them. Maybe you gave it a shot but it just didn't work for you. Okay, all right. Maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe you won't. It is that. My look at this video is like where do you draw the line between like expressing I guess negativity, because it is going to be negative, right? It's going to be negative. Let's be honest there. When someone expresses that they don't like something, it's going to be negative. Where do you draw the line from that to like, flat out just disrespect, like just there's like going beyond just negative, Oh, the guy from Sabaton added to the song you did with him. Oh, you like Poppy, but the song without her may be even better. Oh, maybe, and that's an opinion, and that's cool. I mean, I don't mind you having that opinion. All right, let's go ahead and press the play button and check this out.
Yeah, all right. Poppy's on stage. This should make everybody happy. Nobody will complain, and everyone will have unanimous agreement that this is cool and awesome. Nothing to complain about.
Well, already it's kind of messed up because no matter what something is, no matter what it is, people are going to complain about. Okay? That's just a fact of life. That's a fact of life. It definitely applies to bands, not just baby metal. Anytime anything happens, people are going to complain about it, no matter what it is. All right? That's just a fact. Am I wrong there? No, I'm not.
Here.
Oh. That was loud music there. Still wondering why she did not appear on stage again in Frankfurt for this song. Well, that's a good question. That is a good question to ask. Why didn't Poppy appear on stage with Baby Metal was in certain venues? Like, why did that not happen? Let's see. A metal pop song featuring screaming that resembles a girl throwing a tantrum, heavy reliance on the backing track and autotune. Well, that is what it is there, isn't it? He doesn't like Poppy's style because that is what Poppy's style is. Because, honestly, that is a way to frame Poppy's style. Yeah, you could say it's like a negative way of framing it, but that is kind of what it is, though. I have to admit that. And I like Poppy. I like her songs. Some of them more than others. But when I hear Poppy like going hard on her harsh vocals, it does create that mental image of just a woman, of a girl just getting angry. Okay? Throwing a tantrum? Sure. Throwing a tantrum, raising some hell, throwing a fit. Yeah, I could see that. Because the reason I could see it that way is because she couples her harsh vocals with the cute little girl voice. Okay? And part of it is, like, you know, she has a cute little girl voice, and someone could say, like, it's kind of kawaii or whatever, and that's more of a Japanese thing, and she's I know, American. But she combines that with the harsh vocals, you know, like screaming and throwing a fit and stuff. Now, I kind of wonder if what this person thinks of Momo Metal doing her harsh vocals for certain songs. Anyway, let's go play. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna mute the part because of the music.
If you're new here, hi, I'm Gabe, and my channel here is dedicated to the band known as BABYMETAL. If you're a fan, then you have almost certainly seen their latest music video for their song From Me to You.
Oh my god, I just realized he has Metalli playing in the background. Let me see some real fast. It's not claimed. Okay. Interesting.
The video
Lucky.
was released as the first way for fans to actually hear the song, so everyone heard the song and watched the music video at the same time, for the first time.
And I will say my biggest criticism of this music video is the god-awful special effects with the demon dragon thing at the end. That it looked like it's from like PS2 era. That it was like, we don't need that. Come on, man. We don't need that. Just don't do that, dude. That was my biggest complaint.
I would say that based on what I've seen and the rapid generation of views on the music video, the song and video were mostly well received by the fans. But we're not here to talk about those fans. We're here to talk about the other guys.
We're going to talk about the ones who didn't like it. Okay. All right.
You know the ones.
Why does Poppy make so many people so grumpy? Okay. I will say, I do find it kind of ironic. I think that's the word here. That you know, you take a lot of moment to address like the criticism, like the negativity, the negative, you know, the negative Nancy's, the Debbie Downers. I address them. I don't think, I'm going to go ahead and take a guess here. I don't think the things mentioned in this video would change their opinion in the slightest. Because if someone doesn't like, let's say, a collab, I think that's where we're going with here, a collaboration because of, let's say, they don't like the artist. Let's say, like with Ratatatata. Now, there's some people who did not like that song because they just do not like Electric Cowboy. And if that's the case, then if they don't like that artist and they already made their opinion up that they don't like that song because they don't like that artist and they're not even going to bother listening to it, you know, at all, then you're not going to convince them. You're not going to be able to. Like, it's just done. It's just done there. You would have to be able to change their opinion about that artist. And if it's something that they feel like it's it depends on how solid they feel on their opinion of that artist. What do you think about that, Brian Little? You guys have any opinions on that? I mean, it's like that, right? And I bring up Electric Cowboy because some people don't like him. I know there's people who would watch my streams who don't like him and would say, you know what, they would say they don't like Electric Cowboy, so therefore they're not going to check out Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta. They thought it was a pointless song, you know, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with them voicing that. You know, I don't have a problem with him already, you know, not liking the song because the artist. I mean, that's them. Well, who does that affect? That, I mean, at the end of it affects them because they're the ones missing out, in my opinion. Now, one could say, well, it affects others because it spreads like negativity or whatever. Maybe it affects the band or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, if they're the vocal minority and most of the people like it, then it really doesn't. What it is they'll just be pouting and sulking in the corner while everyone else is enjoying that song for what it is. Like, my opinion, let's say Electric Cowboy, I still run with that. I'm not a fan of every song of theirs. I like some songs. You know, some songs are fun. I like their kind of fun, goofy thing as well. I like what's going on there. Yeah, so already I didn't have a problem with it. You know, but if you already had a problem with them because you don't like that they're kind of goofy and silly and you think they're like douchebags or whatever, then that's just it. You know, how do you get past that? There's Baby Metal purists that will forever want to give me chocolate like every song, like every time. Like, give me chocolate, maybe some karate. You know, I would like more of that. And I think we got more of just pure baby metal in with the other one. The other one was pure baby metal as well. But it was, of course, less kawaii baby metal. Okay? Maybe they want more of okay, I get what you mean. They want more of that kawaii element in the songs, for sure. Like in Give Me Chocolate. I'd say Give Me Chocolate and Catch Me If You Can and, you know, things like that. They want more of that. I kind of wonder if they feel like they've already done that, though. Because they have. But now they're doing some of that with, but also featuring art. Hold on, I'm sure we're gonna get into all this stuff. I'm sure we will. Like we're gonna explore this. Okay, we're gonna do a deep dive on this.
No, I'm not here to tell you that you have to like Poppy just because Baby Metal chose to collaborate with her. Hell, most fans of most bands have songs by those bands that they would rather not listen to. Being a fan does not mean loving everything they put out unconditionally. If you dislike From Me to You for any reason, because you think it sounds overproduced...
Yeah, I understand that. Like back in the day, I was a fan of Metallica, but I hated Load. And I hated Reload. I thought there was crap. Okay. Later on, Reload kind of grew on me, and I think for a lot of people, kind of worked that way, eventually. But at the beginning, at the time, I really hated it. Was I still a Metallica fan? Oh, for sure I was. I listened to them every day. I listened to them every single day. I was spinning their CD, running their CD in my Walkman every day, just about. Okay, and I bought the CDs. Did I ever see them live? No. Did I ever have a shirt? No. But you know, I bought the albums, and I played them every day. I was definitely a fan. Definitely a fan. But there was things I did. But there's, of course, there's other songs, other albums I flat out just did not like. But that's the same with every band. And you hear that like all the time, right? Whenever a popular band releases a new album, you're always going to hear people be like, "Oh man, this album sucks now," or "This band sucks now. They sold out, or they lost their way. What is this crap?" You know, right? Brian Little says, "I think it was the wrong type of The wrong type of song for Baby Metal and Poppy. Something with a lot of change that might have worked better. I wonder if something more like, as far as a Poppy song, where like, there's a song called, I think it's called Chrysalis. Man, that song is very, very catchy. Though I don't know if that's really Poppy's norm. So sometimes I kind of wonder what her norm is, but that song is very fun. That song is like, super, like just, super sugar in your veins, man. Yeah, something a little bit more experimental, but then again, I like the song, so I'm good with it. I'm fine with it. I will say it was probably a bit too tame. Yeah. They even could have done a song kind of like a play on like Candy and Sweets, because like Poppy had that. What was that song called? The with the sharp candy, or what was it called? And then and of course Baby Metal has a lot of, that stuff too, like, Give Me Chocolate and all that. Anyway,
You don't care for the auto-tuning effects on Queen Suzuka's voice. Poppy's screaming bothers you. Poppy impersonating a flagpole bothers you. That's okay. I might not understand how someone could love Momo's growls, but...
Well, Poppy is not one to do, like, choreograph. She's not one to dance around. Now, Poppy isn't going to suddenly change her style and start dancing around. That's not her. That's not her style. That's not her image. It makes sense that she didn't dance. It kind of just was just there. That's what she does.
But hate Poppy's screams? I may not think that Poppy's immobility ruins all the other awesome attributes of what I believe is a fantastically well-made music video and song. But I'm not going to forcefully pour Poppy into your ear canal. Or your eye canal. So if that's fine, why am I making this video? Well, I made this video because I think it's a real bummer when people allow that seed of negativity to produce a tree of contempt.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Some people seem to find...
So the seed of negativity growing into a tree of content. The problem with that is, and I understand what he's saying, but the problem I have here is that you're always going to have people who are going to complain about just about anything, right? No matter what it is. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But like they're going to get together and they're going to like going to share that. Like that's what's going to happen. And that's fine. Like as far as growing into a tree of content, like what do you mean? Like all of a sudden, like I don't know, like people are gonna like the negative Nancy's, the Debbie Downers of let's say From Me to You, who don't like that song, are gonna like convince others that the song is not good because what? Because they're grumpy? Because they're growing in numbers? I don't see that. Especially when it comes to music. Like, if people like it, they like it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. That's kind of the way it is there. But what I'm saying is, you're not gonna stop people from voicing their negative opinions and getting together and just talking about that. Are there better ways they could do it? Sure, I suppose, but at the same time, I don't really feel the need to like hall monitor that as well. Maybe some people disagree with me, but that's just the way I look at that.
Fun and necessary to push their dislike on others. Leaving comments around the internet like,
I'm not a fan of Cookie Monster vocals or the female equivalent, but overall, the song is great. What's wrong with this comment? I honestly don't have a... okay, see, I don't understand what's wrong with this comment. They're saying that they're not a fan of Cookie Monster vocals. That's... What's wrong with that? I don't understand. That's fine. Are the female equivalent, but overall the song is great. To me, this seems like just a critique. This isn't like an attack, you know, it's just a little critique, just a comment. I suppose it's the if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. But that's kind of bullshit. You know, that's bullshit. That's like, okay. I mean, that's the same people who say that they voice negative opinions too on things they don't like. Because we all do. Right? All right. And the music's loud. Wait. Sorry, the music was loud. I wasn't really watching all these comments. Okay. Let me back up. Let me see. Okay, so we got this one. All these collaborations benefit the other parties so much more and detract from their sound. The album feels like a money ringer for a larger label. I kind of disagree with that. No, I do disagree with that because you have the same team of writers at the task of this. And anytime with most of these collaborations, what I've heard was something that Baby Metal has done before, or something that was kind of like in their wheelhouse. Like, let's say Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta. What is that? Like electro disco metal? Have they ever done anything like that before? Well, they played around with like dance metal, you know, with the da-da dance. They had like Ine, you know. So they played around with those sounds before. What about Metali? Okay, I mean that sounded like a Baby Metal song to me. What about From Me to You? It sounded like a Baby Metal song. It's just you had Poppy's harsh vocals in it. I don't know how it doesn't sound like a Baby Metal song. But anyway. But at the same time, all this is a comment that I disagree with. I don't see it as like because the point of him showing this, because let's get the context here. The point of him showing this is, let's remind ourselves real fast.
Internet, like, to push their dislike on others, leaving comments around the internet.
Okay, the problem is when people let's hear that one more time. I just want to make sure we're clear on this.
Like, unnecessary to produce a tree of contempt.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Some people seem to find it necessary to push their dislike
Some people find it necessary to spread
on others,
their dislike on others.
leaving comments around the internet like,
and we're talking about comments that like this, which is fine. This is just a dude expressing his opinion. Do I disagree? Yeah. Okay. And all right. Baby Metal slowly losing its core music style by trying to appease Western population. Okay. This is like almost too long. I didn't even read. So like what? Like, all right. Like this is nothing. This is like mild criticism. This is like, the Baby Metal part was really good. I don't like the pop part. I prefer Rat-ta-ta with Electric Cowboy. Okay. Like, I don't see these comments as a bad thing. They're just mildly expressing their dislike. What's wrong with that? Like, do we really want it to where do some Baby Metal fans, I guess, really want it to where the only thing you can say about Baby Metal is like just praise and endless praise and never anything kind of somewhat negative at all? Come on, man. I mean, you are seeing this too, right? Poppy sucks, absolutely horrid. Rest of the song is great, but she kills the whole thing. Okay. I don't really have a problem with this comment.
Some of the comments seem to even come from people who like Poppy.
I was at the concert in Hamburg, and we only got the playback Poppy. Same in Frankfurt, we only got the baby metal on the stage too. Well, yeah, I mean, they wanted to see Poppy, and Poppy was there live. Why couldn't she play live with them? That doesn't make any sense. Was she too tired? Couldn't be bothered? I'm sorry. Is it not her job to perform? She's paid to perform, right? She's paid to play. She's paid to perform the song, right? Sorry for expecting that. Sorry for expecting that, right? But others get it. Others get the performance. Oh, and Poppy's good and rested. And so yeah, then it becomes like, oh, why was it selective then? Still wondering why she did not appear on stage again in Frankfurt for the song. What is this text? I know people are just expressing their disappointment that Poppy didn't perform on their show, and that's valid. Okay, but I only included this because some comments made it seem like Poppy didn't want to, which is a wild and unfair accusation. That's where I disagree. How is it a wild and unfair accusation? It's a question that people are going to explore because it's the obvious question. Why didn't she? Both Poppy and Baby Metal were at that venue. They're both performing. And Baby Metal's performing a song that features Poppy. Why didn't Poppy appear on stage? It is the obvious question to have. And then when you explore that question, because there is no answer given, of course, one is going to speculate about what that answer could be. I just did it here. Was she too lazy? Could she not be bothered to perform it? Did she not know how to perform it live? Was she too tired? My bad. I'm sorry for framing it as lazy. Maybe she was too tired. Maybe she was drenched in sweat and she was like, I can't do it. Because you have fans of Poppy there. You have fans of Baby Metal there. And Baby Metal's playing a song that they had Poppy in. And Poppy wasn't there. It is a weird feeling. It's like you're not getting the full serving. It's one thing if Poppy if Baby Metal performed it without Poppy if she wasn't there, if she wasn't even there, you know. But if she was like in the back, in the green room, or whatever, the backstage, chilling, having a seltzer, or whatever she was doing, while Baby Metal was performing the song, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? It's kind of like a group project that's missing one of the people. But yet, that one person was there. They were just in the bathroom. No, they weren't even in the bathroom. They were just they're just there. Okay. They just couldn't be bothered. Sounds like Poppy haters are just hating the song because of Poppy. So no other reason. Yeah, I mean, and that's going to happen. And you're not going to be able to convince them otherwise. You're just not. You would have to convince them that they're wrong about that artist. And music's very interesting like that. If someone doesn't like an artist, it's like, okay, what's going on here? Is it like a matter of taste? Is it like a moral thing? What's going on? I'm certain there are multiple logistical reasons out of Poppy and Baby Metal control that resulted them not being able to perform live every show alongside Baby Metal. Give her a freaking break. Okay. Well, if they're both there at the venue performing live, it's kind of weird that one is missing, is why people are asking questions. And I think it's a fair question to explore. Does it deserve like truckloads of like hate? No. But is it going to probably have some I don't know, like maybe some resentment or yeah, maybe. But anyway, let's carry on.
Guys, look, if you don't like Poppy's music, that is your choice, and they're your ears. But the rest of us also have ears. Realistically, within the fandom, people who like it far outweigh those who don't. So with that, let me bring up the next point. In general, there are some fans who go beyond disliking Poppy and insist that collaborations, just as a whole, are getting too numerous.
Well, there are a lot of collaborations. There are. I mean, that's fair. Though some include features in that. I mean, there's features and there's collaborations. There's some differences with that. Okay.
Some people don't even like the collabs at all. Would you believe that someone actually doesn't like rat-ta-ta-ta? Okay, so anyway, concerning the collaborations. If you don't like the amount of collabs that are going on, or that a chunk of the songs on the upcoming album are collabs, consider this for me. Baby Metal was first conceived as a collaboration. They are what you get when you take metal and J-pop and form a collaboration within the two. Hell,
what? What? You take Baby Metal, when you take metal and J-pop and you make a collaboration between the two. A collaboration is like when different artists work together, not when different genres work together. That's like a flat out different thing. Two genres like blending together isn't a collaboration. A collaboration is when two or more people of different teams are working together. Technically, a collaboration is when multiple people are working together on a project. I mean, if you said that Baby Metal is a collaboration in the sense that it's very corporate, some people are gonna disagree with me here. But this is I'm just gonna say it. For the most part, Baby Metal's writing, music, lyrics and music is done by what? A team of writers. And from the top on down. Do you understand what I mean by that? What I mean is there's not like the Kami band. Some people think like the Kami band is like part of the process. They're not part of the process. They just play the music that was written for them by a team of people who actually write the music. I mean the literal music, like the notes and all that stuff, okay? And put the arrangement together. There's a team. That team has been pretty consistent. There's some names that change, okay? And it kind of changes here and there. I'd be surprised. Some fans may not even really know that there's like a team of writers behind the scenes of this. They may think like the girls themselves are in the process. They've only really been credited for a few songs. So as far as we know, no, that they're not. But that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, if you mean like the technical sense, like a collaboration, like a group of people working together, there is a group of people working together behind the scenes to create this music, to create the lyrics that the girls are going to sing and perform, like the dances and all that stuff, and that the Kami band is going to perform live on stage. And And yeah, you have that, but that's typically not what people think when they think of a collaboration, music-wise. They're thinking of different artists working together. Because if they were thinking of what I was describing, then your big corporate, I guess, music projects like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, or even like Blackpink or Dreamcatcher, the K-pop ones, right? That they would be like collaborations, but they're not. They're a project. They're a thing. That they're like a unit. Okay, but if that one entity were to collab with another entity, then that's what they consider a collaboration. This was way too much on something that was already kind of like, I think, kind of like poorly described. No, I disagree that Baby Metal at the core was a collaboration between metal and J-pop. It's a mix. Like the two, I guess, music styles aren't what's collaborating. They're being blended together by the collaborators that are working on it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I feel like I'm getting too into details in this. I haven't even partaked in any All American tobacco for this stream because I can't. But let's see. Brian Little says, I don't mind the collabs, but I wish they would use all three girl voices. There's enough differences in them now that they could really explore. Yeah. I agree with that. That would be nice. That would be nice.
The commie band and the girls themselves are collaborating on stage every time they go up there. Tell me what.
Well, actually, that's not even really what's happening. What? I wouldn't describe it as the girls and the commie band are collabing every time they go on stage. No, they're performing. They're performing. I feel like you. All right, we're just gonna move on.
What the difference is in metal musicians creating the music, Suzuka bringing the vocals.
Well, I like how. Hold on.
Difference is in metal musicians creating the music.
Back up. Metal musicians creating the music, and he has the comic band shown there. Well, they don't create the music. Like the comic band doesn't create the music. That's the thing. They play the music. They play the music that was already created for them. That's the thing. I wouldn't call that a collaboration. I mean, it's like, that's not what people mean when they mean a collaboration at all.
Suzuka bringing the vocals, Momoa backing her up. Tell me the difference between that and all those elements collaborating with one other element in the form of a separate band.
Well, the main difference is that a collaboration is when a separate entity is collaborating with the other one. So, like in this case, if BABYMETAL were to do something like with Metallica, for instance, if they were to work on a song together, they would be collaborating. And of course, the people actually collaborating would probably be the BABYMETAL writing team with, let's say, like Metallica. Okay? So, like, that's the thing that people need to understand with the collaborations. Like you have the BABYMETAL writing team, which is composed of various names and all that, and they're the ones that are going to be working with whatever artist. And they may already have, like, the whole song already ready to go, and they're just looking for a particular part. They're just looking for a thing. Now, sometimes the collaborations are kind of like, what let's say, like Electric Cowboy, it was more like 50-50 kind of sounded like. But that inside detail is probably going to be very different depending to song on a situational context basis, right? It's a situational basis. You know, like the BABYMETAL team might have most of the song already ready to go, might have half of the song ready to go. They might have the whole thing ready to go. and they just need something from the other side. Something they're looking for. You do know that BABYMETAL wants to do something in the future with Slipknot? Absolutely. And that would be smart. That's good.
Now you might say that every band has a different sound, and they bring that to the table with them when they collaborate, and I might not like it. Yes.
Right. I mean, that's fair.
Yes, they do. But BABYMETAL has an incredibly diverse catalog even within their own self-titled non-collaborative works. They're not interested in making the same music again and again. They never have been. They have always been experimental and divinely diverse. So frankly, if you're living in a world where you like BABYMETAL up until like 2018 or 2019 but dislike their newer stuff, I would have to challenge you to list every song you do like and tell me why you like them. I bet you I can find a newer song that fits that description. Again, we're allowed to like what we like.
Huh. I could take that challenge. If you listen to BABYMETAL up to 2018 and don't like the newer stuff, he said that if there was a song you really like, that he could find a newer one that's equivalent. Let me take this. Now, I like their current stuff. I like all of it. But I'll take this challenge. What's a song that's old? An older song. That just, you don't really hear that style. You don't really hear that. You know what? Off the top of my head, I could say, I was going to say Gimme Chocolate. I don't hear that. The newer songs don't sound like Gimme Chocolate. Their newer songs don't sound like that. Gimme Chocolate sounds like Gimme Chocolate. Yava? Oh, yeah. Yava? There is not another Yava. Or Awadama Fever? There is not another Awadama Fever. There's not. And you know what? He kind of dug himself a hole in this challenge, because he even admitted that BABYMETAL's music is very diverse, and there is a lot of diversity in their sound, because a lot of their songs do sound different. There's some variances, like there's not another Awadama Fever. There's not another Yava. There's not another From Dusk Till Dawn. There's really not another Gimme Chocolate. There's also not another Catch Me If You Can. In fact, this is so true that you know the BABYMETAL song when you just hear the intro. Just the intro. You know what it is. But I'll take him on that challenge, though. All right, BABYMETAL. I'll raise you. I will raise you. I'll raise you on that one. Okay? Let's do it. Find me another Doki Doki Morning. You're not going to be able to find that. Good luck. You know. Anyway.
But can we please try and not make other people feel bad about what they like? If not for your fellow fans, for
Not have people feel bad for what they like. Well, I mean, because they read a comment they don't like, they feel bad. Bro, it's the internet. Like, people read comments. What? Okay, just move on. Just thumb down on the comment and move on. You know? If you read a comment that's that bad because of the opinion you disagree with, and it like bothers you that much, like, what's the problem with that?
Baby Metal themselves. Do me a favor. If you're a Baby Metal fan, I want you to do this every time you leave a comment. I want you to pretend that you are speaking the words you're writing in the comment section directly to Sue Metal, directly to moi, or Momo. Pretend you are saying to their face, you know what? All that work you did to contact, practice with, to befriend and perform with Poppy, the person you likely consider a friend at this point from all the time you...
Whoa. Hold on here. Hold on, guy. Hold on, Gabby. I think you're putting too much there. They just worked on a song together. I don't know about if they consider themselves to be friends or not. We don't know anything about that.
Friend and perform with Poppy, the person you likely consider a friend at this point from all the time you've spent together, I think she's garbage, and you should feel bad for having made music with her. How do you feel now?
Well, it's kind of weird because it's like, but when people leave comments, they're not talking to them directly. They're just saying that, because when people leave comments in the comment section, people are like just saying that to other people, like not really even directly. Like they're just saying it. Would these same people say it to their face? No, they would not. No, probably not. But that's not how people do things. But would it be nicer if people did speak like that? Sure. But people don't. People don't. They don't do that. I'm getting the feeling that, like, I guess the idea is that, like, it needs to be a complete and total hug box. You know, like, always say positive thing, guys. If you don't like it, don't say anything at all. Things like that. And so it's like, okay, guy. All right. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, people are gonna express their opinions. All right. They're gonna let you know if they don't like something. And that's just what it is. I think he's trying to address some fandom who are out there, out of broad hating the artists who just are. Okay, yeah. So in that instance, I mean, the way you framed it, Paulo, yeah, that makes sense. But the examples he showed on screen were kind of like they're mild. I felt like anyway. I mean, I felt like it was kind of mild there. But yeah, I mean, he does have a point in the sense that no, like they wouldn't say those things to their face if they commented as if they're actually talking to them and say, "Oh yeah, we didn't like it that you collaborated with this person." No, they wouldn't say that. They wouldn't say that because I would like to think they wouldn't want to be deliberately mean to the performers themselves, to BABYMETAL themselves. Maybe they would though. Maybe they absolutely would. And maybe so. Maybe in some way, because of my experience on the internet, I've become pretty jaded and accustomed and used to like negativity, negative comments. That kind of, I see it as an expectation, you know? Anyway.
Does that feel good? Does that feel good to say that? Can't you get
No, of course it wouldn't feel good to say that. Because they wouldn't do it that way. I'm back up.
bed together? I think she's garbage, and you should feel bad for having made music with her. How do you feel now? Does that feel good? Does that feel good to say that? Can't you get
Like, you would imagine the person who does say it like that to be a complete, like, psychopath. Well, at least crazy. Something not right with them. I don't know about psychopath, but something not right with them. Always expect the worst people, and you'll never be disappointed. I mean, that's kind of what the internet has taught me, you know? It's kind of bad, but it's true.
get over your preferences for a second and just be happy that they are having a great time with the song?
Okay. That right there is very real. That I can understand a lot more. Let's back up.
Good. Does that feel good to say that? Can't you get over your preferences for a second and just be happy that they are having a great time with the song? Remember that.
Okay, I'll say this. From my experience, let's say like Ratatatata, I don't think so. Like, there's some people who flat out hate that song so much that every time you play it, every time it's played, they're gonna let you know that they hate it. They're gonna let you know that it's the worst song they ever heard or whatever, and they're gonna sit there in the corner and pouting about that, okay, and kind of like wanting you to hear them. And let's say as like a streamer, like I read their comments and I like the song. I think the song is awesome, and I'll be like, okay, I mean that's their opinion, you know, that's what it is there, but I'm gonna continue to enjoy the song. I'm gonna continue to enjoy it, and I'm gonna have fun with it. All right, and then I don't really pay them any mind anymore on that because it's like I already know what they think, and they're probably not gonna change their opinion. Maybe unlikely that they will, because it's like in some ways, some people like they form an opinion on something, and to change it is to be like hypocritical. But it's like, no, it's not. Like, people change their opinions on things all the freaking time, especially on music. Have you never had a song that you didn't like, and then you kind of grew to like it because it played and played and played over and over and over? And then, likewise, probably had a song that you liked very often, like you liked a lot, but it has been overplayed to the point to where you don't like it anymore, right? And then those people who don't like that song, they can't let you be happy. They want you to know. I get the impression they want you to know that they don't like the song, and they want you to not like the song.
Just be happy that they are having a great time with the song. Remember that they have countless other songs in their
Misery loves company.
Discography that you do like, and you don't need to focus on the one that you don't. Instead of saying, this song sucks, I hate Ploppy, how about, hey, I'm just looking forward to hopefully hearing more songs like Maya on Metal 4th. It'd be sick if they had another song similar to that one. Baby Metal making one song that you don't like isn't some kind of omen for the future of Baby Metal to say that you're not going to like any of their other music. They're too diverse for that. You're never really going to be able to predict what...
Yeah, that's correct. Because some songs are wildly different. You know? There's some people who do not like From Dusk Till On. Or From Dusk Till Dawn, not From Dusk Till On. Right? Oh, Momo will shine in song 3, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Have you guys seen the live footage of this stuff yet? Oh, yeah. And Moa and Kauai? Yeah, I want to hear that. But yeah, there's Baby Metal songs that are wildly different. That, like, it would, like, someone could like not really care for. Let's say The Legend, for example. The Legend? Honestly, if it wasn't for the saxophone, I probably wouldn't care for The Legend. Honestly. You hate Sailor Tift? She might be better as Sailor Tift. That actually sounds like better. When you said Sailor Tift, I thought he meant like Tifa from Final Fantasy VII in a sailor outfit. For some reason, that seemed kind of nice. That'd be nice. We can have her replace Taylor Swift. I would watch that show. That'd be much more popular. Yeah, if Taylor Swift looked like Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, oh man, I'm like, man, I don't care what she sings about, dude. It makes sense that she has 101 boyfriends and sings about them, Not a fan of Mirror Mirror. Yeah, I'll say Brian Little's not a fan of Mirror Mirror. I like Mirror Mirror. I think it's pretty cool. I like what's going on with the guitar work and stuff, but he's not a fan of it, and that's fine. You know what, Brian Little? That's a difference of opinion. That's being too negative there. No, I'm messing with you. Well, let me ask you, what is it about Mirror Mirror that you do not like? Those non-collabs are the highlights of the album based on from the leaks. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, I haven't really heard the leaks. Not too many. Trying to avoid them. I think I saw live footage, a bootleg cam of song 3. And the quality of it, I was like, you know what? I need to see this. I need to hear it when it's official. The chorus sounds like they forced it. Maybe it would have sounded better in Japanese. It'd be better if I could hear that in a moment. Well, we'll be moving over to Twitch later. Okay. Let me play the rest of this.
What they do next. And Baby Metal has dealt with enough negativity from the gatekeeping metal fandom in their early days. They don't.
Oh, well, that's true. But I would say in the early days, I think the negativity was much more intense as well. At least from what I noticed. Saying things like Baby Metal's not even metal. Which is so weird. Because it's like, well, I mean, they're not playing jazz, are they? I mean, it's not country music. What would you call it? But then again, I mean, metalheads will argue with one another about what is really metal. There's some that'll say like bands like Korn aren't even metal. Because maybe they're like thinking that thrash is like the pure metal. And someone could say, no, that metal's for pussies. Real metal is death metal. Okay? And not that melodic Finnish stuff, okay? That Norwegian melodic stuff. No, if you need a melody, then you can't enjoy true metal. Because true metal is chaotic death metal, okay? Like, you get that. Like metalheads will argue about this stuff. All the time. In a way, now that I think about it, I think I think part of the problem is maybe there's just a lot of negativity in metal that just is allowed to fester because uh usually when I'm talking to other metalheads, it's like when I talk with them, it's about how this band sucks. This band sucks. Sometimes you say, "Oh, this band's good. Oh, this looks good," but it'd be like, it'd be a lot of that, you know.
Don't need it from their own fans. I think we should try our best to keep the fandom as positive as possible. But hey, that's just me.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like wanting the fandom to be positive is a good thing to go for. Like I said in the beginning, I'm kind of wondering, where do you draw the line between expressing some criticism and then flat out negativity? You know, a flat out like disrespect. You know, can you respectfully, say that you dislike something? Because that's what I mean. I think some of the comments he showed to me looked like that because my tolerance for what is disrespect is very different from what I'm used to. Growing up on the internet in the 90s, and I think this guy too, I think the guy is around my age. Growing up on the internet in the 90s, my perception of like flat out disrespectful comments are ones that have like gamer words in them. Ones that have cuss words in them. Ones that are very vulgar. Ones you definitely wouldn't say in front of your mom or even in a church, or ones that are just awful. So keep that in mind. Maybe you may disagree with some things I said here, but maybe my threshold my bar is a lot lower than y'all's, because just a different perception on that.
Me. I don't know. I don't work here. I don't make money doing this. And also, while we're talking about negativity, let's make one thing very clear. On this channel, we support Momoko Okazaki. Momo Metal is baby metal.
Are there still people who don't support Momo Metal? I would say if they don't support Momo Metal, if they don't think baby metal with Momo Metal's baby metal, then they're stuck in the past, man. I wouldn't say they're not a true fan. I'm not going to go that far, because if they listen to the music and they like it, then they're a fan. That's how I look at that. But because, put it this way, back in the day when I was a Metallica fan, I say was. I don't really listen to them anymore, so I don't really consider it to be a thing. But back in the day, I was very much a Metallica fan, and I'll listen to them all the time. But there were certain albums I would not listen to no matter what. No matter what. Because the band sold out. They sold out. They lost their way. And you could not convince me otherwise. I was right. I was right because that band changed and they left me. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if that's how some baby metal fans feel about some things, maybe. So I would say maybe they feel like the band left them, the band had changed, and they just like the older stuff. Would it be better if they changed? Would it be better if they changed their mind? I mean, I think it would, but you're gonna have to give them time on that. Time can help heal that. I mean, because I'm seeing that in my perspective, because that's what helped me with, let's say, Metallica. Like, I flat out hated Reload, but eventually I grew to like it. Anyway, It's a Baby Metal fan that's quite neutral over any other fandom. I've noticed Baby Metal I think it's positive. I think it's positive. I think it's positive, but it's awkward. Does that make sense? It's socially awkward. The reason in the past with metalheads when I was growing up, not enough women like that metal in the 80s. Yeah. Yeah, it was all dudes. It was just a sea of dudes. Metallica lost creativity. Yeah. But I listened to their new stuff. It's like it doesn't really hit me the same way. But you know what though? The other night I was watching some recent live performances of them playing their old stuff, and I was like, you know, it's cool to see them still doing it and still selling out these crazy arenas, because it's like you cannot say that they don't have it, because they do have it. They do have that presence. But that's a band, Metallica, that's a band that reached like legendary status. That's just like they become so legendary that like bands would love to get there, but I don't think will ever will. And if you don't know what I mean, I suggest you watch one of their live shows, their recent ones, because it's like a sea of people, man. Objectively, I was watching now. I was like, man, holy shit! It's a sea of people around a bunch of old geezers. You know, that's what it is. It's like a sea of people around a stage of three geriatrics and an old Mexican dude. Can't possibly hate Momo Metal. She's so adorable. Oh yeah, I mean she's that's what I think anyway. But we're preaching to the choir, man. Brian Little, when I saw Baby Metal in Pittsburgh, I would say that the crowd was a huge mix of people, a different sex, race, and age, all over the place. All right, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of chicks that are into Baby Metal for sure.
If you don't feel that way, if you show Momo anything other than the utmost respect, then I just have one thing to say to you. You can't sit with us.
You can't sit with us!
That's fair.
Hey everybody, it's the real me. I apologize, I'm feeling a little under the weather here, so if my voice sounds a little weird now, or different than before, that's why. Just wanted to do something a little bit more real for the end of the video, just to say thank you so much for anybody who watches my stuff, comments on my stuff, engages with the stuff that I put out there. It means a lot to me that many people are even remotely interested in watching stuff that I create. I
like it. I think it would be helpful for Baby Metal and for other bands as well for more content like this about it. But it's hard to create content like this because you have to it takes a lot more effort than just doing a reaction. Okay, reactions are like cheap and easy. They're the easiest thing to do. You're literally just watching it and reacting to it and giving your thoughts. That's it. Okay, but sitting down and coming up with this, something like this, that takes time. Even just the way I do it, just one shot, do it in front of a camera. Sometimes I'll talk about a song and you know what I like about it and try to go a little bit deeper than just a reaction. You know, it takes a little bit more time, but anyway.
I always say super honored that I just get to put stuff out there about Baby Metal and people actually like it. And it feels like I get to contribute to the band that's my favorite band of all time. And that feels great. So thank you so much for that. Also, another weebie, I don't know if I'm saying it right, commenter, he said that somebody's been putting my stuff out there on like other social media without crediting me. And I mean, I haven't seen that. I don't have any other social media besides YouTube. So if you see something from me anywhere else, I didn't put it there. I am super stoked that people are watching it and sharing it. But if I ever do get to the point where I can make money doing it and people are stealing it to try to make their own money off of it, that would not be cool. So I guess if it ever gets to that point, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
All right, we'll give credit. Well, I shouted him out in the beginning, so I definitely did that. But yeah, Gabby Metal Death, that's the video. I mean, overall, I liked it. I would like to see more content like this. I mean, I didn't agree with everything, but I think overall the video was good as far as like addressing the main thing I really liked about it was the thing about like I'm going to say like negative Nancy's, Debbie Downers, kind of spoiling the fun for everyone else. Negative Nancy's, Debbie Downers. You know, the people that just kind of ruined the party. You know, everyone's having a good time, but they're sitting in the corner and they're saying, man, this music sucks. Why are we listening to this? And it's like, bro, we're listening to baby metal. That's what it is. Yeah, but I didn't want any poppy in this baby metal. It's like, bro, we're listening to baby metal. This song's cool, man. No, man, I don't want to hear it. Oh, it's on. You know, like sometimes it's best to not give them attention because that's what they're looking for. Now, they will, in the comment section or in the chat or whatever, give each other attention. And you just let it go. Or you could sweep it. Or you can just let it go. Because they will do what they do. And, you know, if you keep everything else positive, keep everyone going, then I think most people will focus on that. Anyway, so what don't we do now is I'm going to wrap this up. I thank you guys for watching. Brian Little, Paulo, D. Roberts. Who else is watching right now? Anyone else in the comments or in the chat? Anyone else watching? Oh, just as the participants are Brian Little and Paulo. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to move the stream over to Twitch to react to some things that you guys may want me to react to. Okay. Why Twitch? Because I need to go to a place where I can play copyrighted music without any problems. And I can't do that on YouTube. I put the channel in the chat. That's where I'll be going. There's a link at the top of the chat. You can use that link to send in your song requests. I will react to what I can. I'm gonna end this stream, and I'm gonna get myself a drink, some water, and then I'll be set. So about 5-ish minutes. So grab yourself a drink, head over to the Twitch channel, and it will start. Okay. And it's free reactions. I react to stuff for free. No charge. Some people charge. Some people are like, for $20, I'll react. No, man, I'll react for free. I mean, if you want to throw money at me, I'll take it for sure. But, I react for free. All right. I'm going to wrap up the stream now. You guys take it easy and have a good one.